$60 billion, billion with a B. That's how much a UN panel is saying former President Ali Abdullah Saleh took from Yemen during his decades in power. Torn by unrest, Yemen is so poor that the money Mr. Saleh is accused of stealing is close to twice that country's gross national income. I'm joined now by Jeffrey Young, our dedicated corruption reporter here at the Voice of America. So thanks for coming on to the program, Jeff. But listen, $60 billion, that's a huge amount of money for somebody to take. Is that even realistic?
The UN panel that reported to the UN Security Council, Phil, put the amount taken by Ali Abdullah Saleh in a range from 32 billion to 60 billion. Now, he was in power from 1978 to 2012. So we're looking at roughly 34 years in office. And if you took $1 billion a year, that would be 34 billion. So I'm not aware of the exact metrics of how they calculated this, but I do know that through investigation, that's the range that they came up with. But yes, in a country so poor, that's an astounding amount of money.
He was moved out by basically the Gulf Cooperation Council a few years ago, right?
He was enticed to depart his office. This is what you would call the deal of the century. The Gulf Cooperation Council, which is Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, Qatar, the United Arab Emirates, Oman, etc., the Gulf countries in Saudi Arabia, that's the GCC. Saleh has been a serious problem in Yemen for years. He's been a source of instability. He's been deeply corrupt. He's just been a major problem. The GCC came to him with the following deal. Mr. Saleh, if you would be so kind as to vacate your office and to depart Yemen, we in return will grant you complete and full immunity from any possible prosecution related to corruption or any actions taken during the time in office. Now, who could turn down a deal like that?
Well, not especially if you can keep the money. Now,
and he did.
And he did keep the money.
It's his. He's immune from prosecution.
Okay, so let's get back to that. So his vice president moves in,
correct?
Right, takes the slot. Now, but he is out.
Correct.
The Houthis have come in.
His vice president, al-Hadi, takes power and becomes the next president. But what Saleh did was, first he went to the United States, then he went to Ethiopia, and from Ethiopia, he started building a payback operation. And
what is that?
Well,
what do you mean by that?
He conspired with the opposition al-Houthis, who are backed by Iran, and they swooped in, as you saw it, in late 2014, and finally, in early 2015, this year, they drove al-Hadi from power. And he's now out of the country, the al-Houthis are in charge, and Saleh is living large in Yemen, immune from prosecution, rich beyond anybody's measure. As I say, it's the deal of a lifetime. Who could pass this up?
So it isn't known whether or not Saleh is trying to influence things in Yemen.
The UN report specifically said that there is strong indication that either Saleh or his son, or both of them together, were actively involved in the overthrow of his successor, al-Hadi, by the al-Houthis.
Interesting country. We'll keep an eye on it. I know you will. Our corruption reporter, everybody. VOA's Jeffrey Young. Thanks for coming on the program.
My pleasure.